Hello, everybody. Welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to our match reaction show. It's finished Barcelona 3, Sevilla nil. And if you look at that scoreline, you might well go, what was the first all about? Barcelona, it was a straightforward victory. It wasn't because they had to work hard for the first goal. But it always felt like a game where if Barcelona could score that first goal, they were going to win that game. They might get two, they might get three. They were going to win that game because I don't think Sevilla ever looked like they were going to score. I think the goal was really just to try and hold, as much as possible, try and be compact, try and keep a clean sheet for as long as possible. Maybe if they get a break somewhere, they'll try and nick a goal. But really, that wasn't the objective. The objective was to try and get a clean sheet, a nil-nil draw, and get out of there. It didn't work as it normally doesn't, because I often said if you play not to win, if you often end up losing, right? And then that's what happened here as well. So Raphinha, though, it's interesting. I was gonna say he looked really awful until that first goal. He looked really, really awful. But then suddenly after that, the switch turned. He became a completely different player. He had a hand in all three goals. And I was actually going to say Kessie was one of the players, one of the standout players, and he probably was. Raphinha scored that third goal, and now you got to say, well, Raphinha was probably the man of the moment, if not the man of the match, but he probably was. It was incredible. But let's talk about the goals. So let's talk about the first goal, which was very important. I thought it was a nice little pass into Raphinha. And Raphinha, for the first time in the game, he actually did the right decision where he lays it off to Kessie. And Kessie, that touch is so magical. Watch that again if you haven't seen it. That touch is so magical because it completely takes 3 or 4 players out of the game and it goes to Alba. Alba's, he still had a lot to do, Alba, with that finish. It's a very precise, very placed finish. Still had a lot to do with it, but he did it very, very well. Placed it very nice in that corner. And it's 1-0 to Barcelona. And after that, Sevilla, there was a bit of confusion with Juan Jordan, wasn't it? He was trying to figure out what Sampaoli was telling him, all the instruction he was reading, and like this. And then I don't think they changed anything, but he was trying to do all this kind of rearranging. But you felt like it was a matter of time before that second goal came because Sevilla started to come out a little bit, not really lack conviction that they could get a goal, even though they tried, and you just knew it was a matter of time, and it came. A ball over the top goes from, again, Kessie, by the way, involved in that one as well, gets to Raphinha. And Raphinha puts a cross. I actually think that cross was meant for Lewandowski. I don't think it was meant for Gavi. It was meant for Lewandowski, but it was overhead. So Lewandowski can run onto it, but Gavi scores because he's alert and aware that he is also going to be running, and he runs with it. Raphinha will say he meant it. I don't think he did. But it gets out to Gavi. Gavi says, "Thank you very much. It's a tap-in goal. It's 2-0." Along with Pedri, one of the new players of Barcelona's midfield for a long, long time to come. I think he's going to be fantastic, sensational player for Barcelona, unless of course they're forced to sell him for whatever reason. But he could be very well be one of the stars of the next generation. But it's 2-0. He had a good game, by the way, aside from the goal as well. He was very, very tenacious. I think he brings bite to that midfield. I mean, Pedri is a bit of a schemer. Jong is a bit of a schemer. Busquets is kind of getting up there. And Kessie, I think, is more. He's not really. He does have a little bit of bite as well, but not. But I think Gavi is someone who just has that tenacity and that ability to kind of just take games, basically take games to the opposition, and he does that very, very well. So I do enjoy watching him play as well. And it's but it was a good game for him. It's 2-0 and it becomes 3-0. I mean, again, I think 2-0 Sevilla lost belief. I mean, as much as people were trying to big up and say 3-0 is when game over, I think 2-0 game was over. Some might say even 1-0, but 2-0 game definitely seemed over. And then that third goal was just a matter of time. Again, this poor defending, because I think they were tiring having defended for so long. They leave all that space for Frenkie de Jong. Again, it's a ball over the top. It finds Jordi Alba, and Alba says, "Thank you very much," squares it, and Raphinha has a tap and gets his goal. It's 3-0. And it looks like a comfortable day's work, but it actually wasn't because they had to struggle for it. Not defensively. I don't think Sevilla really threatened them defensively, aside from the times when Bade wasn't making interceptions and putting players through, but they were not really creating a lot of chances because they were so deep that even with those interceptions from Bade, they were not able to really capitalize on that. But definitely offensively, they're struggling to move this ball side to side. They're having that issues. But 3-0. I think the negative will be Sergio Busquets' injury. As a United fan, I hope he's going to be out for the 2 legs as well. You want as many players injured as possible as a fan of an opposition team, don't you, when you're playing them. But yeah, I think Busquets might be out for a while. I think Alba had some issue as well. Maybe he'll be out. Maybe. We'll see. The injuries are the problem, but otherwise, I think it was a fantastic day out. And then, in fact, the Real Madrid lost. Only makes it better, doesn't it? They're now 8 points clear at the top of La Liga. I think, like I said, I don't think it's decisive. But again, you contrast that performance. Real Madrid struggled to find the way through Mallorca. Mallorca defended really well, by the way, but they struggled to find a way through. Barcelona, they found a way through. Even though Sevilla probably were not defensively at the level that Mallorca were, they were still frustrating them. But Barcelona eventually found a way through. They found the pass, they found that rhythm, and they found their way through. And I think that's what champion teams have to do. They just have to find, you'll always have difficult games, you'll always have difficult moments. The best teams are those that can find their way through the difficult moments. I think Barcelona in this moment are the best team in Spain because they're finding their way through difficult moments. They can win 1-0, they can win 2-1, and then today they can win 3-0. So I think I like the look of that. Are they? I mean, the question is this team good enough to win the Europa League? Now that's a big question because there's Barcelona, Juventus is still in. They look good in cups, Juventus. Sevilla, of course, will be there as well. I don't know how good they will be. But then you've got a few other clubs around them as well. That I mean, I believe Sociedad are going to be there. I believe Lazio still in there. So they've got a few, and Roma, of course. Jose Mourinho can never counter the Jose Mourinho team in Europe. So those teams are there. And I don't know if they're going to get through those, but the fact is that they definitely have enough to trouble. I think they will be one of the favorites, but whether they can get through that, I think is a question for later. But nonetheless, a fantastic performance, fantastic day for Barcelona. 8 points clear. I think that you can't really ask for much more than that. Xavi will be happy with his players. And be happy with Raphinha's performance. I think Raphinha was probably going to be one of the first players hooked off, but he keeps him on, and he says, prove to me that you deserve to start, and he shows it today. And I think that the redemption that he had from the first half to the second half was incredible, and well done to him. I also like Frank Casillas' performance. I thought he was having to come into a game in the 5th minute. You're not starting when suddenly you're asked to come in. It's a little bit of a tough job as well to think about it that way. But he came in and he did the job for the team. Had a hand in 2 of the goals. Really played well. He does bring something different than midfield compared to Pedri and Busquets and Jong. He's a very different type of player. And I think I'm surprised he doesn't start more often, because if you're going to have Sergio Busquets as a third midfielder, then he should be the one to be starting. He should be getting more starts over Busquets at this point. So I'm surprised he doesn't start as much. I can understand not starting over Pedri or Gavi or De Jong if that's your midfield play. I can understand that, but I mean, surprising. But maybe Xavi just trusts Busquets more. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game, of course, and what did you think about the result? Do you think Barcelona are going to win La Liga this season? Do you think this result now makes Barcelona overwhelming favorites to win La Liga? Let me know in the comments. Of course, we'd love to hear from you guys. Do smash a like if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We've done quite a few videos today, and we hope you enjoyed them. So do subscribe so you can get notified for future ones as well. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.